blaming that just weren't true. You frame my crown contempt, no matter who you affect. No. You'd say it's the victim I play in this game. I'd say that I can't win either way. No cliche, but I need to break these chains. No more pain. I stayed, but it didn't matter.
How can I talk?
Ready?
Unmuted. Unmuted. I don't hear you guys though. Don't hear you. Don't hear you. Don't hear you.
Yeah, that's them, the bounty jumper. Yay. That sounds a little different, doesn't it?
Mic check.
That's a good mix.
True.
Steve, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. I fixed it. Hopefully you can't hear me. And that thing sounded choppy, right?
No, it sounded pretty good over here.
No, sounding fine over here.
Sounded fine to me.
Whoopity. Sweet.
Video connection. Yeah.
So we're home. You guys survived the first shows you've done with Jarrod in 16 fucking years, which is kind of crazy, right?
Dude, the whole thing was crazy. When you think about it, like, we all have done this before, but we all didn't know what we were doing this weekend, right? Like, it just kind of came together. It's like, oh yeah, this stuff, but we got it done. For like, I mean, when you think about it, Julius had never, it'd been years since he worked with us and never worked with Jarrod, and Dennis was brand new. We've known the guy a month,
yeah.
And then Rob, who I've known for like 10 years but barely knew at all, and Taylor, we've never played shows with him. And Macy, right? Whole bunch of, and us, Tom. Like, as much as I know you, I don't know you.
Yeah. We've never worked together in this capacity or this light. I mean, again, we've been doing it for 8 months, but I mean, like in the full, getting the trenches, like on the road, like, and pulled it off, man. You guys sounded great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
and
you guys.
So I made a pit stop to meet some friends, Wiggly and Jacob, and we got some tacos, and they caused me to be late. And I'm like one of the common commodities between everybody, right? Like, I connect everybody. So I wanted to be there early because, I just wanted to and I didn't. And get there, and Julius and Jarrod already have the drum set set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everything's already
going. You're used to, like, the world
so awesome.
falling apart if Phil's not there, and it doesn't anymore. How does that feel?
Yeah, it felt great, man. It felt really good. We all just,
Yeah, I mean, so on that point, it just felt like we've all done it enough, and we've all done things. And, I've been playing drums still in other capacities the whole time in many years. So I've set up lots of drum kits and been in a lot of different scenarios, setting up things up. So what I thought was cool that everyone just made sure that they kept doing things to make sure that everything was going to be set up on time. And it wasn't like anyone sat around and took a break at all. There was a bunch of stuff to do as far as loading and figuring things out and figuring out sound and setting things up and getting merch ready. And, Tom and Julius were kind of running around getting merch and banners and all this stuff.
And Macy.
And Macy, yeah.
And Macy, yeah. So it felt cool to know that it was like whatever it takes to get the show going, we all are willing to do. We don't need to rely on, when we first started, right? It was like, okay, you've got a tour manager who does that stuff, and then the drum tech does this stuff, and the guitar stuff does this stuff. A lot of times we were, off doing just hanging out or walking around.
I was off at Walmart getting Steve's port wine, and
speaking of continuing the story from last year, last week, whatever, with these 17 boxes that got delivered to UPS for Tom.
Oh yeah. So
tell me exactly what happened. I kind of know.
So basically, what happened is there was just a miscommunication with the merch company. They were like, so this is all shipped. And I've mentioned before, I'll probably just ship what I need to Pittsburgh. And then so they hit me and said, so this is all shipping to Pittsburgh, right? And I'm like, well, if you can split it, that would be great. And I only need a couple boxes for this weekend. But here's the problem. They would have needed to communicate that. So as they print them, they pack them into the boxes right away.
Right.
So that would have had to have been like a real in-depth conversation before they ran them, because they would have had to okay, we need to set aside this many of this and this many of this shirt and this many of this and box that up together and then put the rest. So by that point, it was kind of too late to do that anyway. Yeah. So basically 19. So basically, instead of getting a couple boxes, what we needed for the weekend, the entire tour merch order of 19 boxes got shipped to Pittsburgh. So basically, we had to go pick it all up UPS. Then we went and sat in front of a FedEx store and ripped all the boxes, took out what we needed, and then went inside the FedEx and shipped the rest of the boxes home. It was kind of it wasn't, in retrospect, it wasn't that bad, but it was still kind of a fucking nightmare.
Well, you guys are doing this in the middle of the road, right? Or not the middle of the sidewalk, right?
No, we just did this right in front. We couldn't do it at UPS. The UPS store was in this mini mall, super packed. There was nothing, right? So we went to this FedEx, Kinko's FedEx, whatever the fuck it's called now. And they had a big parking lot. We just did it right in the middle of the parking lot, right in front of fucking Kinko's. And Julia sat there and kind of went through everything while me and Macy went and picked up the rider stuff at Walmart. And it was a team effort, man. Everybody just went above and beyond to get everything fucking done that needed to be done. And we did it, man. It was fucking great.
Yeah. You guys didn't get back to 6?
Yeah.
Right. It was a long day for you guys running around back and forth, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With two people you don't know, right?
There's no sex and drugs for Tom, Phillip. I prize the rent out of the local Hebrews. I search for mandolin strings I search for port wine in downtown Marietta.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what's up, Pat?
We'll get a rider sometime.
So we got a really cool guest coming on tonight. He was here for a second when we launched. You might have got a little sneak peek, but my buddy Milo, the new singer of Fear Factory, who's just fucking awesome, man. I went and saw him on the Static X tour a couple weeks. So Volatile did a skateboard collab with Fear Factory. We did demanufacture an obsolete deck. And I've been friends with Dino and the Fear Factory guys for 30 years, you know what I mean? A long time, basically almost as long as there's been a Fear Factory. So I went down to the show and hung out with Milo, and we'll tell the story when he comes on. But it just comes down to, he was like, dude, I'm a huge Taproot fan. I'm like, really? And then we just got in this whole, and I texted you guys all that night. I was like, dude, I texted Steve, like, dude, the singer from Fear Factory, the new singer, is a huge Taproot fan, blah, blah, blah. So Milo's going to come on with it. I figured we'd jump on, recap the shows a little bit, and then bring Milo in to shoot the shit with us, man. So how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the show? How do you feel, Steve?
I'm just stoked Static X is still going. That's fucking sweet.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, I know Crazy Town's more your shit.
Yeah, my butterfly sugar fuckwad.
You love it. Dump front.
So yeah, shows were good. But one of the funny things about the shows also, speaking of like just things that just got missed, was not having a head for Steve.
Yeah.
Right. Like somehow we did not bring Steve's guitar.
No,
head.
now we know how Steve just forgot it in his storage.
Yeah, which is fine. Right?
I
Like,
don't.
At least it's there. At least we figured out where it was. Like when we didn't know, that was a little hairier. You know what I mean? At least we know where it is.
Yeah, but it's also very confusing because we're like, what do we do without this? How can we make this work?
Like, why would I finally go get head? Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right, mute button. Here we come. But yeah, no, we found it, and thank you to. It was Theriaka, one of the opening bands let us.
Yeah, Theriaka. Yep.
I hit up the opening band. So what you do in that situation? I hit up the opening band immediately, like, yo, what does your guitar player use? It's like an EVH, sold. So can we borrow it? And then Sean Danielson was good enough on Saturday to let Steve use his backup head, which sounded awesome, actually.
Yep.
So nice Mesa, which is, what we use anyway.
I made sure to reference Sean and Smile Empty on the meltdown shit that I was late for. Jarrod was on time, but it got edited, so I finally got in there.
Oh, nice. Did he put you in it? It's funny. He was like, yeah, dude, I can't wait for Steve. And I told him, I feel like it was your mom's birthday, and you were probably exhausted and just got home. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, but that's cool though. That's cool that he worked you in there anyway. He was like, yeah, I just had to run with it. I hit Steve, but he hasn't hit me back yet. And I'm like, yeah. So, hey, you can always edit it. That's the great thing about the internet.
Yeah, no, I know. But my mom's dead, so she doesn't have birthdays anymore.
Yeah, well. So, happy birthday to your mom anyway. But yeah, that was what I meant, obviously, was that it was your deceased mother's birthday, which is, I'm assuming, a hard day for you. But, yeah.
Didn't realize till halfway through the day, and then just posted something, and Phil corrected me, like I could have fixed an old meme of somehow, like the words on the picture.
Yeah. On the picture? Hold on.
Like I had the
your words underneath it. Yeah, you can change that.
Well, no, I know, but the meme had like the happy 70th, like the picture itself.
Oh, yeah. How about nope, never, ever, ever gonna fucking happen ever, but no. So yeah, no.
What?
Nothing.
Right.
Oh, someone asked something?
What was that?
Someone asked something? I missed the question.
Yeah, I answered.
Our long road home on Spotify?
Nope. Something about somebody else who's not in the band anymore.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, who will never, ever be in, like, especially after this weekend, like, if he came tomorrow and was the coolest guy in the world and begged to be back in the band, I would say, nope. Not fucking happening. Taylor's so much better, and the band's so much tighter, and the vibe is so much fucking cooler.
Dude, the vibe is so good. I was just talking about it. The vibe is so good with everybody. Like we've all individually talked to everybody else in this crew. I feel like.
Yeah. Jarrod, what shirt do you have on?
It's an old Taproot one. Let's see. Can you see it?
Yeah. There you go.
I've got like a few Taproot shirts that are like shirts that I just wear to bed now. So it's just like
bad dreams.
They're your Taproot pajamas.
That's right.
How does it feel to be back, Jarrod?
Yeah, you know what? It was awesome. And, speaking of just things that were kind of last minute, we worked on having a couple little background track thingies, which I hadn't really done too much with before.
Which even that sounded great, by the way. That was fucking great. Everything was like perfect. I was like so relieved and shocked. Like I was prepared for the worst, but it's like the easiest part of the whole thing was the actual shows.
Yeah, right.
It really was.
Like Steve sent me the beginning of Again and Again. Like I think he does. He usually says this because he's on the. So yeah, that all worked out okay. I had two different, because that's a little uncharted territory as far as trying to figure out from my perspective, playing along to the track, but then also making sure that I can hear vocals because of course I do backup vocals, and that all kind of came back pretty naturally, thankfully. And I had two different setups with direct boxes for both shows, but now Taylor and Dave Coughlin helped me figure out that I think I need to buy a mixer. And then once I buy that mixer, Phil, I think you said you got direct boxes, then I should be able to get the right mix for my in-ears and then also have some more sound coming out of the wedge, which will give me that bass thump and all that. But yeah, I mean, it was really fun. I mean, locked right back in with Phil, I felt like, and I was able to harmonize with Steve still. And
Thanks, Ray.
Steve asked if we would still do some of our shenanigans, and a few of those things came back. Like, Phil, you noticed. I don't think I did it the first night, but the second night, Mirror's Reflection, when we started playing, I did that dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
Yeah,
second night I copied you, I think. The first night I did not. I was just like, oh. Right,
I don't remember if I did it the first night.
Oh, yeah. I feel like you might have.
No,
maybe
you're right. It's not the same. It's 50 times fucking better. But that
I did respond on it the first time.
Okay.
Nice.
On Mirror's Reflection?
Yeah.
That thing. Gotcha.
And then you guys do the. I thought I'd hear more interludes or things that you had added after since but the only thing I noticed was birthday, that you could do that do.
Yeah.
Right before the little triple.
I do believe it's true.
I do need to make sure Taylor gets a mid channel.
Yeah. Solid mid channel.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned the drag down tease. I remember Steve did the on the first night, but he didn't do it the second night.
Correct. Yep.
I did.
So
did you? Oh, I just had horrible sound. It was the worst sound I've ever had.
Wow.
The crowd told me they couldn't hear me when I was out there screaming at the little kid's birthday.
Here, check this shit out, everybody. So this is what this guy's referring to. Hang on a second. So somebody just asked if you're going to wear the new. Somebody just asked if you're going to wear the new Taproot jersey. So check these out.
Shameless plug.
The fucking A. Available for pre-order now. And yeah, that's the whole reason we came up with them, so Steve can wear the fucking things. But look at how sick that is. Look at how sick that is.
So mine's gonna be white though. Fuck that.
Yeah, yours are gonna be black and not gray. Yours are gonna be. I know. Yeah. But there you go. Those are the two that you can order. Steve's will be cooler because they're for Steve. But anyway.
Duh.
There we go. So yes,
cool.
That's awesome, right? Wow. Anyway, well, why don't we get Milo in here? It's this poor dude. So it's he's in Italy, so it's like 4:00 in the morning over there. He stayed up basically all night to do this. So let's get him in. We can always shoot the shit a little bit after.
Yeah.
Milo. Everybody.
Hey guys.
Milo,
what's up?
Fear Factory.
How's it going? I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yes, it's 23 and Scissors is coming out. That's a significance to 23. Thank you for joining us, Milo. So yeah.
I feel like we're on CNN with like this 8-second delay.
Right? Are we? Do we got a little delay? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Nobody else is complaining about it. So yeah.
It's natural. It's so far away. That's fucking sweet.
Oh, okay. All right, good. So I was hanging out with Milo a couple months ago when the first Fear Factory show, and I was like, oh, I'm working with Taproot. He's like, dude, here you tell the story, Milo. It's your story. Like,
yeah.
It's my story too.
Well, if I remember right, we were in the Green Bay Epic Center.
Yep. We're playing there. We're actually playing there in like 2 months too, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we just met. Of course, we've been at that point. We've been selling like tons of Fear Factory boards. And Dino was like, "This is the guy, and I made these fantastic boards." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And then when Tom told me he's managing Taproot, I was like, no fucking way. I'm a huge Taproot fan.
Nice.
And he was like, no fucking way. So we just started talking about Taproot. And just yesterday, it was like, Taproot's doing like a podcast thing. Would you like to come in? And it was like, I'm down. So, yeah, I was just listening to Blue Sky Research today while driving. I was like, fuck, it's just I've been growing up with your music. It's like this is another surreal moment of this whole Fear Factory thing.
That's awesome.
So did
What
you
do you
ever
think
come
of
to a
the-
show, Milo? Did you ever see us live?
What's
before?
that?
Did you
Green
ever
Bay.
see us live?
Unfortunately, not. I wish I will someday. You know, it's like it's on my bucket list. So
But we'll have to make that happen. Are you? When are you coming
absolutely.
back to the States? So you're back in Italy now, right?
Yeah, I'm in my hometown in Rome right now, and enjoying some you know, holidays, vacation, whatever.
I love Rome, man. We played there I played there a couple years ago, and our guitar player was from Italy, so we did like 8 shows in Italy at just
Oh,
these
nice.
random. And it was so great, man. We
That's
went out
nice.
for like a week. It was fucking awesome.
It is.
That's nice, man. Yeah, I'm spending, you know, like the non-touring moment here with, you know, parents and family and friends, and I'm gonna be back in LA on September 7th. We have like a short tour with Fear Factory Lacuna Coil, which is an Italian band, by the way.
No, yeah.
Uh,
Is she still kind of hot or no?
Yeah. Christina is a beautiful woman and an amazing singer. And we're playing like 9 shows in the U.S. and then we're doing like headlining tour in Europe, Fear Factory. So yeah, it's still a lot of things to do, you know. So we're in.
How did you get the gig? Like, was it random, or you just ran up on stage and killed it, or they looked you out?
Well, you know, it was really that surreal because it was 2020, and it was January 1st, 2020, and it just randomly posted a vocal cover in my studio, singing some pieces of songs from the album Symphony Machine, and with the original tracks underneath, and just Dino just happened to find those videos because I posted it on the New Breed page, which is a Facebook Fear Factory fan page, and
Did we lose you?
and
Nice.
Dino just saw it, you know, but nobody knew anything about auditions back then because Fear 2 with the X members, they were not even sure about there was a possibility that they could not do anything at all, you know, because the legal issue was not settled yet. And but Dino contacted me after the second cover I did of Resurrection, and we were back then in Italy. We had the lockdown yet. It was like March, I think, February, March. So I did the second cover, and Dino commented on, you know, my cover again. You know, it's fucking amazing, blah, blah, blah. And a few days later, he private messaged me, and I was like, the fuck's going on? You know, my fucking dreaming. You know, it was fucking surreal, you know. I mean, am I huge Fear Factory fan? I was a fucking fanboy, you know, and I've been following your stuff, you know. I must say I'm really impressed, blah, blah, blah. I can ask you a couple questions. And I was like, what's going on? You know, it was so weird, but I didn't want to have too much high expectations, because it was like, okay, let's not dream too high, you know. And so he asked me to do a bunch of more Fear Factory covers, sending me instrumentals. I was like, okay, you know, but at the same time, my mindset was like, what the fuck is going on? But then I was afraid to ask. I was like, don't ask, just do what you're told, you know, and let's see what happens. And so months later, I think it was like June 2020, I think that was the time when Dino could buy the whole Fear Factory name and get back in control of Fear Factory, you know, trademark, and continue to, you know, get back to business, basically. And Bert, the singer, quit in September 2020. So but back then, what Dino told me was like, I can't do anything with Fear Factory right now, so I'm just looking for a singer for a solo project. I was like, oh, that's cool already. But until the day that Gino actually told me, okay, no, Bert is gone. Do you want to try? Do you want to audition for Fear Factory vocalist? Up until that day, I never thought to aim that far. That wasn't even a dream. So when Gino was like, okay, no, Bert is gone. Do you want to try? Audition for Fear Factory singer? It was like, what? It was even more surreal. So this thing was, kept being more and more surreal, and eventually when the travel ban in the U.S. was lifted in November 2021, I could finally fly to LA for a week audition with Dino, and he was like, "Okay, let's do that," and I was like, "What?" It was crazy,
Dude, I'm so terrible with song names and tracks. It's been a long time since my favorite Fear Factory song. But do you sing the song that starts with "I am so filled with pain"?
Replica, yeah, sure.
Awesome. That was like a game changer. That was like, I'm a drummer and I got forced to sing, but that was a game changer. Like, oh shit, a metal band can actually sing, kind of.
Yeah, which that's ironical because I'm a drummer too. I ended up singing, but I was born as a drummer and percussionist, so that's a thing we have in common. That's ironical. but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Replica's it. Yeah, Replica.
Yes.
Yeah, when I first met Steve in like '94, I think he was wearing a Fear Factory demanufacture shirt, and that was the first time I had ever heard of the band. So he was on Fear Factory very early. And I'll tell you,
the full circle comes around.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. I'll tell you too, Miles. When I first heard that you were the singer, I remember I might have saw it on the PRP that they had a clip from your first. I think it was your first show. I believe it was in Portland, Oregon, and I watched 2 or 3 songs, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, you've got it, you nailed it. It was awesome." And then I remember looking at your tour dates, and I was like, "Holy crap, they're playing like every night for weeks and weeks and weeks in a row." I mean, I don't know how you did that.
Well, and right after you guys were here, you were in Michigan like the next day or something, or 2 days later, and I hit up all the guys. I'm like, "Yo, you guys want to go see Fear Factory?" And it was a school night for everybody, so nobody could go, unfortunately, but.
Yeah, exactly.
I go to Specified at night.
So,
thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I would say thank you, Jarrod, by the way, for the nice compliments. I mean, it's been like the very first touring experience for me. Like I've been a musician for 20 years, playing, singing, but it was the very first tour. It's been crazy, but it's awesome. So
it's fucking sweet.
And just the pressure of getting thrown like Fear Factory. I love Fear Factory, man. I've been friends with dude. I worked with the lineup with everybody. I worked with Fear Factory when Dino was out of the band. I worked with Fear Factory when Dino came into the band. I've always worked with Fear Factory in some capacity, almost through every incarnation of the band, which is crazy, And it's such a, but they have such a vocal, like kind of, bitchy fan base. Like, I mean, I guess they're kind of used to changes, but again, there was a lot of pressure taking over for Burton, man. I mean, you're replacing Burton C. Bell. Those are big in a band with a very outspoken fan base, to say the least, and that's a lot of pressure. And you came in and just said, fuck it, and did it and killed it. And, within like a week, it was like you won everybody over. Everybody was like, everyone's like, oh, fuck this is going to suck, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going because I'm curious. And after a week, they're like, no, this kid's for real. Like, this kid's really fucking dope. I mean, it was really, awesome to see that.
Please tell me
thank you for that.
Are you like almost 30 at least? Or are you like 22?
I'm on August 20th. I'm going to turn 36. I'm 35 right now. So.
You're Italian. You guys age well.
Yeah, you and Phil.
Well, thank you.
Both age in reverse, apparently. So, dude, and when we met,
it's a pasta.
But when we met, we were talking. You were telling me these awesome stories about Taproot and how it was like something that kind of brought you and your dad together, which was like the coolest fucking thing. Tell me that story again. You're something about your dad wasn't really into rock stuff, and you kind of played him Taproot because it was a little more accessible, and Sorry,
Milo,
yeah.
Milo,
Yep.
forget that last question. Tell me the funniest joke you can think of to try to get Jarrod to laugh.
Mute button. Okay, answer my question.
Good think about it.
Oh, you laughed. What a dick.
Steve is gone.
He took his ball and went home.
I want to hear the answer to the question that Tom asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, basically I was, when I play my favorite music, which most of it is metal, to my parents, which are musicians, but, most of it, like Fear Factory, more extreme stuff, they're like, oh, just turn it off, just take it off. It just makes me anxious. What's this heavy shit? Just gives me tachycardia and shit, And so I was like, what is something that I like that I can share with my parents? And I thought of Taproot, particularly the Welcome album, which is one of my favorites. So I was in the car with my dad, was driving. Oh, check this band out! It's like a new metal, alternative, whatever band, but you should check it out. It's really, it's got cool vocal harmonization, blah, blah, blah. It was like, oh, it's really cool. And my dad is a lot into like David Crosby, James Taylor, acoustic American music kind of. It was like, dude, I like it a lot. It's the vocal harmonies reminds me a lot of the, particular David Crosby. And so I went back and listened to a lot of David Crosby. I was like, whoa, this has a lot of Taproot feel, So it was really cool in a way to have that element, to be shared with my dad, and so I was just telling this to Tom, and it's a really cool thing.
That's awesome. Fuck. It's like one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, I could tell the influences, and I love it because one thing I love about that album, Welcome, is that the harmonization is really something unique that I can't find any other similar like rock metal, alternative whatever bands. So it's really like a unique thing that I love about Taproot. So
that's awesome. Them and ABBA.
What's that?
Oh yeah, ABBA.
Them and ABBA. Actually, ABBA, like a lot, or ABBA, whatever you want to call it.
Really? I did not peg you for an ABBA fan.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
That makes sense. But the harmonies are such a integral part of Taproot, though, man. Even live, like it just sounds so good. I don't know.
Dude, there's a moment in that first. So do you guys remember the first night? A little bit rough, right? But we're still getting it. We're getting after it. It sounded pretty good. And then when there was something going on, we had a little delay, and then we're playing Myself next, and Taylor kind of gave a little speech and tried to hype up the crowd, and we kicked in and we were doing it right. It's feeling good. And then during those parts where the scream and the harmony thing, during the chorus, you guys hit a couple of those, man. I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. I remember just thinking, dude, that was awesome.
Yep. For sure. So I'm very stoked to have Taylor on board for the days Jarrod's not there. So at least something's possible because, man, years and years of just sitting there trying to explain how to play one guitar riff and not having a harmony was miserable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's such an integral part of the band. Like it's just not, even possible to not have it.
It sounded good,
cool.
man. It's cool.
Yeah.
And we're just getting, you guys are just getting started with it. I'm really excited to see how it grows.
Yeah, no, like when I hear Jarrod hit like the right fucking note, it takes me a minute to like get to my right note, but I can finally get there.
Milo, what's next for you guys? Are you?
That's why I call him Jarrod Skywalker. Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, people don't realize how much Jarrod did. Aside from being an insane fucking drummer, and it's so funny because I see so much too. So many kids were so influenced by Jarrod, and I see it now on the social media all the time, and in these things, and all these drummers just talking about, just they got into Taproot in those formidable years when they were just, kind of like Milo. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of these younger bands, now these newer bands. And when I say young, I mean 35, but it's they're coming up and they all, talk about it. You guys are influenced, and Jarrod was such a big influence, and it's such a cool thing to hear, and then to see you guys back here doing it again, man, it's pretty exciting.
That was kind of weird to get used to. So the band, let's see, I think it was Thoriaca. I was, and that's another thing that I don't know if we did as much as we seemed like we did this last weekend, was just hang out with the other bands and chat with them or whatever. So Thoriaca and Guides were both great opening bands in Pittsburgh, and I was talking to the drummer from Thoriaca, and I was like, "Oh, what kind of kit do you got? That's really cool." And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's my dream kits, Tama Birch, whatever, Bubinga Birch." And I said, "Oh, that's cool." I said, "I'm Jarrod." He's like, "I know who you are. I've been a fan of yours for my whole life." I was like, didn't even really think about it, but obviously we've been around for a while now, and there's social media and all that stuff, so it was pretty funny.
That is funny. So Jarrod,
by the way,
video. Go ahead, Milo.
No, just wanted to say that I'm influenced by Jarrod as well as a drummer. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I always like the style.
Do you still play much? I mean, do you still have a kit that's set up that you can play?
Yeah, I mean, last year I moved from my old house, which I lived in a big house with the studio. So I have my drum kit, blah blah. Right now I'm in a smaller house. I don't have a place to practice drums right now. I play percussions as well. So when I'm here where I'm not touring, sometimes I play like small gigs as a percussionist, sometimes as a drummer. But I still practice with pair of sticks and a practice pad, whatever. It's always with me, it's a personality. I feel like we multi-instrumentalists are like dudes with multiple personalities kind of thing. So that the percussionist drummer personality is always there. It's not going to get away. So
yeah, that's great. It seems like that's a lot of times what happens is people will move into an apartment and then or a smaller house, they'll have to downsize, they'll have to get an electronic kit or get rid of their kits altogether. But so what's next with you, Milo, as far as with the band? Do you guys have more shows that you're doing, or is there more new music? Are you going to be a part of that? What's new? What's next for Fear Factory and you?
I heard, me and Dino were talking about recording new music, but at this point, I don't even know if we would have time because he told me I can come in the 1st of September. So I booked the ticket for September 7th. And on September 16th, we have a single show in Santa Ana, which is near Los Angeles. And it's like Metal Injection Fest. So it's a huge metal festival with headlining. It's Testament. Then it's Machine Head, Cavalera Brothers. So we had that single show, and then in October we have a couple shows in El Paso and somewhere else, and then we start off with the Kuna Coil on mid-October. So I guess we won't have that much time to record music. I mean, we were supposed to record an album, but then it was like maybe record just a single because we don't have time. So maybe we have enough time to record a new single, but it's not sure. Like 100% sure. We will see. But me and Gina have been talking about new music. Playing each other different ideas of us. Like, oh, check out this riff, check out this melody, blah blah. So yeah,
that'll be cool.
So we do have to talk about this. Somebody asked, and we gotta address this. This weekend we stayed. So in Pittsburgh, we hadn't booked our hotels yet. And I knew that this guy Chris had bought Buffalo Bill's house from Silence of the Lambs and kind of remodeled it and opened it as like a filming location and rented it out as an Airbnb. So I hit up Phil. I'm like, dude, and I showed him the thing. I'm like, dude, should we stay there? Like it would be cheaper than getting there's like 10 bedrooms. It's like a whole house. And should we? And then Phil was like, fuck yeah. So we didn't tell anybody either. Nobody.
Yeah, I was like, but don't tell anyone. I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah. So we didn't tell anybody. I told Steve when we were like a mile away, just because I don't know.
It might have
yeah.
been like 17 miles away by the time it took us to get there, but it was probably a mile away. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it was super dope, man. Thank you again to Chris. And so we ended up shooting like a whole video there.
Well, no. So we're all hanging out, right? We just played our first show. We're all hanging out. We're all about to go to bed. It's 2 a.m, and Tom calls us all a band meeting or a team meeting.
I love this story.
And just goes, "Hey, so Phil can't do the August 12th thing because he's got obligations at home. So let's shoot a video tomorrow morning. Everybody gets up. You're not getting a lot of sleep. Everybody get up early. You know, where we all got to pull. I mean, he's a much more Dave Lombardo style speech, but just basically, we're all getting up in the morning. We're gonna make this happen. Wake me right before you're ready to shoot."
Yeah, well, when everything's set up, we're ready to go. You know,
and we're ready to go right about 9:15. And for the next, we're moving furniture. We're doing all. I mean, we're just doing what we had to do to get it done. And got
it turned out amazing. It turned out fucking. I haven't seen the footage yet, but it turned out fucking amazing. I mean,
I had Jarrod laughing so hard that he sounded like that little pipsqueak thing that lays next to Jabba the Hutt. But I had Jarrod dying laughing. I don't remember his name.
Salacious Crumb is his name.
There you go, Jarrod.
All right.
There you go. Perfect.
But yeah, so if you guys ever play in Pittsburgh, Milo, you guys got to go stay at Buffalo Bill's house. So anybody else, man, they rent it out as an Airbnb. You can, I think it's buffalobillshouse.com if you Google. And you know what's funny? I got to give the props to. So some of you guys probably remember a couple months ago we had my buddy Ari Lehman on, who is Jason in the original Friday the 13th, and that was kind of what made me think of it. I didn't realize it was in Pittsburgh, and then they posted one that they were staying there. I'm like, holy fuck, that's right. I saw it was in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, wait a second, we're playing in Pittsburgh in like 3 weeks. And I tracked down Chris's number and called him, and I'm like, yo, I work with Taproot, and I want to go stay at your house, can we? So we did. And to be fair, we had talked about shooting footage this weekend and trying to do it at the house, but I didn't come up with a concrete plan until 3 a.m. and get motivated and go, okay, yeah, we have to fucking do this in the morning. And we did. You guys got up and were troopers, Julius and fucking and Dennis and everybody got up, moved the furniture, like fuck, it was crazy. And then we put it back just the way it was, and nobody was any the wiser. But it's such a great house. They built the pit in the basement. They had Tom Savini come and build the fucking pit. Yeah, it's so fucking dope.
And it's gonna be fucking nuts when they like the shot where I sat back in the seat without the band there, but with the furniture. But then you're like the crazy cat dude just chilling on the couch.
And by crazy cat dude, he means me.
Well, right, but is that like Alice in Wonderland or something?
Yeah, probably. That's probably what you're thinking of.
There's like a cat laying.
Cheshire cat.
No, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, there's a well, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah,
when you see the video, there's just these really
the
cool.
fact, I mean, it was very renegade. What was it? Guerrilla style, right? Just throw and go. Let's make this happen. And Tom called it and directed and made it keep moving. Had multiple scenes while we were resetting up somewhere else with the instruments, and somehow cobbled together a concept that was actually pretty cool when it was all said and done. Like he's just going on the fly.
I literally went into it with no concept. I laid down in the bed. I was so exhausted. That was the day I had to run around and do all the merch stuff and do all that shit. I laid down in the bed
after driving to from Wisconsin to what you guys get at 5:30 in the morning?
Pittsburgh, we got it at 5 in the morning. Got up at 9:30. And then ran around all day. So finally, we get to the house at like 1 o'clock. After we break down and get out to the house, it's 1 in the morning. I lay down on my bed, and I'm like, fuck. And then I go, fuck, we have to do this video. So I called everybody up. And then I got out of bed and started looking around, going, okay, here's one shot, here's one shot, here's one shot. And just coming up with a treatment concept for the video in my head. And even as we were filming it, more of it, I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. All right. It was just totally out of my ass 100%. Like,
even as we're done, and Tom's like, no, sit here, and then we'll film this. You know what I mean? That scene outside is just like so like things that just are kind of neat,
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing when you talk about everyone working together to get the common goal done. I'd say that one of the most important things when doing a video is making sure that you are synced up to the music that's eventually going to go over top of the video, right? So in order to do that, so I had to use the track. We figured out, okay, I'm going to use the track from the iPad to plug into, right? So I'm going to play along to that. Then, because in case everyone doesn't know,
we didn't have anything
usually,
for playback. We weren't smart enough
Right.
to bring like a Bluetooth speaker or anything. Like,
yeah,
again,
usually when you're doing a video, you got these freaking loud ass speakers that are blaring the song that you're playing along to in the room, right? So we didn't have that. So everyone basically has to rely on me. I'm playing along to the song or the click, right? And that. And then when we're shooting the stuff just with us kind of more individually in these rooms, Tom's playing the freaking song on his phone and we're all like trying to listen to it, just the volume of the phone that's being played.
Yeah, literally, I'm trying to direct and holding my phone playing the song. That was, it was just the mother of invention all day, man. Just
walking in and out of rooms so that we're like not hearing it for a little bit. We're trying to stay on time. Like, Tom, come back in.
Milo, is it like 6 your time in the morning? Some shit.
It's 4:20. So, but as I told Tom before, it's not a big deal for me because I usually stay up until 8. So,
Fair
there
enough.
it is.
Well,
rock and roll.
I'm a night owl.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. Well, we'll probably let you go in a minute here so you can go and start getting some sleep at 5 in the morning, and we'll wrap up and keep talking. But dude, thank you so much for joining us.
Dude, by the way, I hate most of Europe. Italy's great, Portugal's great, but in Italy changed my American fake fucking Italian shit, but gnocchi.
Wow.
That was the first place I ever got to taste it, and now that's like my go-to pasta. Even my picky ass ginger baby eats gnocchi, but that was a game changer.
Oh yeah, I love gnocchi.
Do you? You do?
Yeah. I mean, I love all pasta, but gnocchi, ravioli, for some reason, it's just. I just had ravioli tonight, so it's just really, it's just a game changer for sure.
So with the gnocchi, do you go white sauce or like marinara, red sauce? It's marinara here, but you guys have actual red sauce.
You can do gnocchi. There's a recipe which is called gnocchi alla sorrentina, which I'm assuming it's because it comes from Sorrento, which is near Naples, and it's meant to be with tomato sauce and melted mozzarella, so it creates like threads. It's really good.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in. But
what are the names of it again? Say the names again.
It's gnocchi alla sorrentina. It's
like
a lot of
those are so good, dude.
Like Nachi, GNOCCHI.
It's not gnocchi, and if anyone here ever goes to fucking Europe, Spain, France,
we love our Spanish fans.
Italy is dope.
We love you all. Don't listen to grouchy pants.
Am I muted now?
You were. Are you done?
Italy and Portugal, go. Fuck Spain.
Fuck yeah. One of the things that I miss the most, and I heard this from other Italians, like, dude, when you go abroad for a long time, one thing you're gonna miss a lot is an Italian's food, like Italian food. I was like, oh, really? You're gonna miss it that much? And now I experienced my own skin. I was like, oh yeah. I actually miss it that much,
I hate to say this, my favorite, the best food I had in Italy was at those fucking. They have like these convenience stores, but they have like full buffet style, like on the I guess the interstate, whatever it's called in Italy, right? But they have these like gas stations that are basically like a buffet, like 4 different buffet restaurants inside of them. You know what I'm talking about? They're like petrol stations, but they have like a full-on like restaurant buffet. Like, it's fucking the best food I had the entire time I was in Italy was at these weird gas station buffets, and it was epic.
Nice.
Our gas stations, 7-Eleven, whatever we call auto grill, which I don't know why, but
Yeah.
that's how we call it.
That's what it is. Auto grill. That's what they were called, and they were
Yeah.
hot.
They don't actually grill anything, so I don't know why it's called like that. But the food is actually not that bad for being a gas station thing.
So do you guys get
Italy?
Do you guys
You guys
get
want to go
like
to Italy?
2 or 3 ice cubes from Spain or wherever Jarrod saw those? The one block of
Right.
ice in Europe.
Yeah, you guys
What's
don't
that?
in Europe we found that no one uses ice.
No, there's no ice. There's nothing but fucking Coke and Diet Coke. I mean, look, there's
There's
fucking
one
I
fucking
hate.
there's one fucking block of ice. Jarrod saw it. One block of ice. It was melting outside with gray hay.
We found
Well,
it. We found
we use. Well, that is one of the culture shocks I had in America, because I was like, everything is iced. So I was
Fucking
like,
hate it.
what's wrong with that? It's ice everywhere. So I mean, I do like ice, but the thing is, yeah, here. I mean, you can get ice, just have to ask for it. Like in America, it's by default.
no.
You get ice by
No.
default.
Yeah,
So-
we had a hard time getting ice.
Yeah, no, it was there was
Really?
I need Diet Mountain Dew to live, right? So thankfully I was smart enough. I bought a bunch of fucking bottles in London and stuffed them in my bag and took them with me to Italy, or I would have been fucked. Like, I hate Diet Coke, and that's literally all your country drink. Diet Coke and Coke Zero. That's it. Like the whole fucking continent. That's all they fucking drink. Except for London, apparently. Switzerland, Italy, everywhere I went. No, nothing but fucking Diet Coke and Coke Zero. I wanted to blow my fucking head off.
Dude, do you still know like a hot blonde chick that works on radio?
What's that?
A hot blonde chick that works in radio. Do you still know one, or is there still one, or is she just like gone? Hot blonde radio chick. This was 20 years ago.
That works in
Probably only-
radio.
Only
You
one.
talking
in
about
Europe.
when he's like 16
Well,
She got a really.
I
or 12?
I think it was
He's
a national
probably
radio show.
78 by now.
Popular. She spoke Italian and English, and she kind of went back and forth on her radio program. And she was attractive, and she was
Okay.
really great host. And I think she had a really popular program. Do you happen to know who that would be?
This is a long
Not
time.
that I know. I mean, maybe I saw her in it, some reel, some Instagram reel, but I just can't remember as of now. Maybe if I see her, as like,
Who is it?
It's just
maybe
a
if I see her,
bullshit
like,
question to make Jarrod laugh, and he's not laughing. Phil
Yeah,
might.
'cause we-
You don't need to try to make me laugh.
he's
My
laughing uncomfortably because
life, my life is full of joy. You don't need to try to make me laugh.
scusi, Miss Scusi, Miss Scusi.
It seems to be one of the most known words. Like
Yeah.
I thought it
love
was like
that.
vaffanculo, but
Well, I mean, I imagine in America it's probably just because of Euro Trip. That's probably
Yeah.
why. Oh, Miss Scusi, Miss Scusi. Have you seen
yeah,
that movie
it's
before? Okay.
no.
Pretty
What's
sure
the
it
name of the
doesn't
movie?
start with an M.
Euro Trip.
Your Trip, maybe not.
Euro. Yeah, Euro.
Euro trip.
Euro
It's a
trip,
bunch
yep.
of white fucking idiots going over there trying to pretend how to do anything whatsoever, and then they fart on a train and say, "Excuse me, excuse me." I'm like,
No, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. There's some weird like molester guy on the train who's like trying to fuel them up and do shit every time they go in a tunnel and it gets dark. And then they come out and he's like on top of him. He's like, "Oh, Miss Scusi, Miss Scusi." And then they come out and he's like naked, sitting there cross-legged, smoking a cigarette. And he's like, "Oh, Miss Scusi."
that was my first grade teacher's name was Miss Kuzi.
No way.
No, it was not. No, I'm pretty sure at one point it was excuse me.
That would be dope, though. Miss Kuzi.
I don't know who came up with the Taproot Tuesday. Something you guys did before, right? And then me and Phil just brought it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
No.
It was like, we used to do this thing, Taproot Tuesday. We should do it again. So me and Phil just started doing it, and then we dragged Jarrod into it, and Steve and Taylor and everybody else, and started getting guests. And yeah, so I don't know. You guys came up with that shit.
Yeah, it used to
before
be
me.
just I would post videos on that day. Like I would edit the crap out of it during the week or usually last minute, and then post the video. Actually, it's been depending on the time period, there's some videos I spend a lot more time than others, but I was just trying to post something up every week, every Tuesday, give some people kind of like episodes of a TV show, you know?
There you go. And now you get all of this
All right.
every Tuesday for free. All this entertainment for free.
For now.
Kids.
Milo,
Yeah, for now.
stand
We're
up
gonna,
real quick. What jersey are you wearing?
Me?
yes.
Yeah, stand up. I dare you.
It's a Lakers jersey. It's a Black Mamba. I bought this actually in LA when I was there for the audition, and this is like the Kobe Bryant. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very cool because it's got the reptile scales. You probably won't see it because it's dark as fuck. But yeah, I mean, I was a huge basketball fan when I was a kid. You know, not so much nowadays. You know, but it's more like a cultural thing. Like I love LA and I love everything that's related
I'm
to
such
it.
a huge. Did you watch Winning Time? Did you see Winning Time on HBO? The series about the 80s. It's fucking amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's actually
Maybe not. You know, I have to watch it. Yeah.
It's a series about the 80s Laker dynasty and, you know, that whole era, you know, the Kareem Magic
That's cool.
era. And the second season comes out in like a week, and that's like the whole part with the Celtics, and you know what I mean? So it's pretty accurate, man. I've watched like there's like a 10-part documentary on the Lakers dynasty. There's a Lakers Celtics 30 for 30, like 3-episode thing that's 6 hours long that I've watched 100 times. So yeah, but that series is awesome if you've never seen it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jarrod and I had a 5-hour drive the other night, and we watched so many Black Mamba videos and stuff.
Nice. Oh, but that's another Black Mamba.
right. I'm just, dude, make Jarrod laugh. Just do it.
Hey, we got 2 9-hour drives coming up, Steve. How about that?
And my drive is only 3 hours this time.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Well, I'll bring the butt plug.
What did you say? You're bringing your butt plug?
I'll bring the butt plug for Jarrod and I with the Black Mamba.
The people seem to love this.
Pulling orthopedic furniture out of his ass.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, Milo, thank you for joining us. We'll let you get some fucking sleep.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
stay here and wrap up for a couple minutes. And all right, Milo, you got any last words?
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, dude, thank you so much. We appreciate it very much.
Definitely try and get out to a fucking show. You know, if you're over here, hit me up. I mean, maybe you can fly in for one. I mean, we have shows all through December. You know, basically every weekend between now and December, we have a show somewhere. You know what I mean? So do it. We're gonna fly in, come hang out for a weekend.
Yeah, we got to try to figure out if there's any shows that end up anywhere close to the Fear Factory shows. So that'd be fun. I'd love to come to a Fear Factory.
Come do Elias's part on favorite song.
Right. We just got to do a Taproot Factory.
We have a song that Elias from Non-Point does a guest. I thought you muted me again.
No, I didn't mute you.
I know. So you know Elias from Non-Point by any means, the singer.
For the record, he's heard the song, favorite song.
Yep.
That part in the middle. I don't know if he knows it's Elias.
If you ever cross paths and you come up and do that for us, and make fun of us while you actually kill it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the other thing I was going to ask you. So I sent you some of the record. I played him some of the record. Milo's actually heard the record. What do you think of it, man? What do you think of the track you heard?
I was just telling him it's amazing because I'm a like a whole school Taproot fan. So I like everything of you guys, but I'm a lot attached to the old school stuff, like Gift and Welcome and Blue Sky Research. So I felt like that vibe is coming back, and I really love it because as a vocalist, Steve is one of my influences as a screamer and clean vocalist. So I really love the fact that you brought back a lot of your amazing scream and heavy shit. So I'm really stoked about new material. Yeah. So
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you're one of the few people who's even heard the record, man. People have heard a couple tracks now, and you're literally one of the. I mean, you heard it. I played it for him. Like I played him the rough 6 months ago, and he loved it. So
Right.
I was, he was like, "Oh my god, it's so heavy, it's so," and Dino loved it too. I played it for him and Dino. I played him. We Control Our Destiny and a couple of the kind of heavier songs at the time, And Dino was like, "Dude, we got to get Steven on a fucking Fear Factory track. You think you'd want to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah,
I'm down.
like we have to make that." Hey, Dino brought it up. We got to make that happen.
Just let me do the filled with pain, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure you probably have me beat on the screams.
that would be cool anyway. That would another full circle.
Right. Well, we'll make that happen. Well, thank you, Milo. Get some sleep.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And
Don't eat too
hope
much
you.
gnocchi.
No, dude, thank you so much. Dude, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I hope to see you guys at some point at a Fear Factory show and hang out. So that'd be great.
Aren't you guys playing Blue Ridge too?
Unfortunately, not this year because it's. Yeah, where are you guys still in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
That's where we're at, yeah. But we're playing fucking West Virginia. I don't know if you'd be allowed there. It's a bunch of white people, so I don't know.
Yeah, this tour with Laconical is like 9 dates. Just 9 dates is really like small. It's like a weird tour because there's no New York. There's no. It's really like Tennessee, Kentucky, it's a weird tour, actually. But
our tour is weird too. It's all Midwest. We do have a New York show, but it's all kind of 10 shows in Michigan and a lot of Midwest, and a couple shows on the East Coast. But it's all basically Midwest and festivals and a couple East Coast shows. You know what I mean? It's really not. It's a really weird too. So we're with you. You go where the money is, man.
Yeah, in some of these places where you're not used to playing, they turn out to be great shows because the fans don't get you guys that close all the time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Places nobody comes to. Yeah. So you get to that point where you go and you go, let's do some of these tertiary markets where nobody ever plays and they never get shows. I was just talking to a guy yesterday who wants to do a show in Steubenville, Ohio, and he's like, dude, I run a great venue here. He's like, and no one ever comes here, and it's only like 45 minutes from Marietta, so I'm sure he'd pull a lot of those same people from Marietta, and but he was like, dude, nobody ever comes here. No national bands ever come here. And he's like, so I think it would be fucking awesome.
Right.
So who knows?
Steubenville on the map.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. The LA and New York shows are always some of the smallest venues and attendances, right? Because they just get so many shows that nobody shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So
when during the Static X tour, New York, we played what's it called? It was a kind of it was the venue wasn't super small, but the stage was. It was called I can't remember the name right now. Irving Plaza.
Oh yeah, Irving Plaza.
And it's a cool place. It's really important, but the stage was really small. And remember, we were touring with Mushroom Head at that point, and those guys have like water drums, percussions, all kind of shit. And they were. It was tricky to make them fit in that small stage. I remember that. It was the guys were really like the bass player was like standing on the water drums. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're playing at the Gramercy Theater in New York, which is a cool venue, and thankfully it's a big stage, and I dig that room.
Nice.
I think that's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Nice. Yeah, the East Coast shows were pretty much all small clubs, but the better, the best shows we played were like Midwest, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, probably the best shows we played. It was a rave. It's a huge show.
Yeah, you guys played Metal Fest, right? You played the return of metal. I was actually going to come down there. I had to do something that weekend. I think I was in Chicago for something. I don't remember what, but I really wanted to try and come down to Metal. I planned to come down and see you guys at Metal Fest, and I just, for whatever reason, couldn't make it. I was super bummed.
I thought it was cool in the comments today. Whoever was responding on our Facebook page, it wasn't me, was reminding people that said that we are not playing in Philadelphia, that we are playing New York City. It's only hour and a half away. So
Oh yeah, that was me. That was me. Dude, it drives me nuts. Like people are like, oh my god, I want to see Taproot. It's been so long, but you're not. You're playing an hour away from me. Like you're not playing 2 blocks from my house. Like Philadelphia, like literally, that's why we played in New York because it's central to Philly and a bunch of these other like people don't get. You know, this is the PTO tour. Like we only have a limited amount of shows we can do, and we just kind of tried to do shit that's central to where people can come from other fucking places. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea. You know, we're not going to hit every market, and chances are we're not going to do any more East Coast next year. So, you know, if you can't drive an hour and a half or take the train from Philly to New York, you're not going to see Taproot. Next year we're doing big festivals, and we're going to end up doing Florida and Texas and probably the West Coast, and that's probably going to be it besides festivals. You know what I mean? So if you want to see the band, you know, we have shows in Michigan, Ohio, you know, fucking West Virginia, New York. You know, we have shows if you're on the Midwest or the East Coast, you know, well, there's somewhere within a reasonable drive of you that Taproot is playing. Go to that show. Don't wait for us to come back around, you know, an hour away from somewhere we just were, because it's not going to fucking happen.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if you don't want, I mean, who doesn't want to come?
This is true.
Yes.
So it's all about if they're willing to put in the work.
Do it, Jarrod. Come on. I want to come.
So do I.
Nice. Sorry.
All right, we're all in agreement. Thanks.
All right. Come for me.
Where's that fucking mute button? Anyway, all right, Milo. Once again, thank you again, Milo
All right.
from Beer Factory.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a huge pleasure. So good luck with good luck with this new fantastic, amazing Taproot era, you know, and can't wait to hear more and eventually, you know, meet and hang out.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
It's actually been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure's mine, man.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
Have a nice one.
You too, man.
Oh,
Dick.
What a jerk.
I know.
Fuck that guy. You see,
Julius, what's up?
You guys did so good at pretending to like him. You guys did so good.
Pros. Hey, what's up, Julius?
Oh, wait. Are we still on?
Oh, shoot.
Juice.
Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Hey, Chad.
I call it cunts.
That's the other thing, too, I'm hoping. You know, I live streamed, I'm sure you guys know by this point, I live streamed a little bit of some of the shows, and there's some videos floating around.
What the fuck did I just come across that had fucking no one else to blame somewhere posted?
Probably no one else to blame posted.
That, yeah.
Weird.
THC YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yeah.
Whoops.
This is a warm up.
Yeah.
Really?
And the release date for favorite song got announced today too, September 1st. So
I don't know shit. I'm out of the business part, so I'm gonna go smoke and drink.
Yeah, you can go smoke and drink. We'll chat.
Oh yeah, no, that's fucking sweet.
No, it's awesome. No, a lot of great shit happened today that I want to talk about. Actually, we put out a new press release. Yeah, the favorite
Without
song
the picture. Yes.
Yes.
Did you post the ad mat you sent me, Tom?
I did. Oh yeah, yep. No, I posted the ad mat with another post.
It looks real good, man. It looks really good. I like how you designated for each band on what shows they're on and little things like that could get complicated.
He's still here. He didn't leave. So what the fuck, Milo? He's like, I just want to hang out and watch. He was still in the back.
Hey, welcome back.
He was listening to it, talk shit about him.
We didn't say anything bad about you.
Nothing at all.
Just keep following, but you know, apparently I got thrown back in.
You guys are a bunch of dicks.
Fuck these guys.
I thought we got along.
I used to like Taproot. You guys are fucking assholes. Okay.
So Phil, what were you talking about with the bands and the shows? I don't think I saw that.
Oh yeah, just so you know, there's each state, but there's a different person on each state.
Yeah, I made a new ad mat. You know, the old one we had forever. It was just the picture of you guys across the top. I just made got a new version made of it. You know,
Cool.
I knew that has kind of more of the scissors elements now, and the thing from the backdrop, and again, all the branding and all that stuff is starting to freshen up now that we actually have the album art released, which that's out now, and the album's actually up for pre-order on like Barnes and Noble and everywhere, and kind of so the cover's sort of circulating, and yeah, so release the album cover and the release date for favorite song, which is coming out September 1st. No One Else to Blame. Yet we dropped the video for that. Let's listen to No One Else to Blame. We're gonna listen to that right now.
Yeah, sounds so
private
good.
chat. I wonder who it is. Oh, right. Oh, that's so funny.
Those jokes never get old, Jarrod. They never get old.
Okay, where is it? Oh, yeah, No One Else to Blame. Here we go. So if you want to hear this, I'm going to drop it streaming on Bandcamp tomorrow, and you can hear it on YouTube on the THC Music YouTube channel or on Facebook.
So you think that you need more friends? Well, in the end, they'll betray you. Don't you have enough confidence with no regrets? I can teach you. Don't build a wall up just to tear me down. Nowhere to fall when you're already on the ground. There's no secrets when you're all alone. There's no reason, then you learn to know. There's no answers, only questions. Take test the season. No one else to blame. There's no one else to blame. There's no one else to blame. So you're thinking this hollow trends. Well, in the end, you won't be you. Can't you see through the social threads? They're all different and can kill you. Don't build a wall up just to tear it down. Nowhere to fall unless you already grabbed the ground. There's no secrets when you're alone. There's no reason, then you learn to know. There's no answers, only questions. Take test the season. No one else to blame. There's no one else to blame. There's no one else to blame.
I love you. I miss you. can I say how sick I am of hearing? I literally so I made that video that came out today. And I spent the last 3 days listening to that song over and over and over again until I wanted to gouge my fucking ears out. But I was still excited to hear it again. So that tells you.
Dude. That's a good song. To me, it's like a great, I guess, just what's what I'm looking for? Example of what? Not example. Just I feel like this is what people are looking for from us right now, right? Like want to show that we can still do what we do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's,
this sounds like Taproot to me.
It does. That's why I like that song.
version
It sounds like Taproot. I like VIP. It's kind of got a little different part of the Taproot vibe that's almost more Plead the Fifth-ish, but with a bit, and this to me, I agree. And then favorite song when that comes out is going to be totally different, but again, still Taproot. Again, I just feel I like to show a bunch of different sides of the record, and there's different songs that'll be on metal radio. You know what I mean? I think We Control Our Destiny and some of the heavier songs to metal radio. You know what I mean? Like that's the key to really putting out a record, is especially with a band like Taproot, where your fans love 10 different aspects of the band that are totally different. You know what I mean? I feel like that song had almost that song has like the most old school Taproot vibe to it. And number two, you guys played it live a couple times. So there's already old videos of it floating around. So it's like we're giving them something new, but without really giving away too much,
So I have a really good friend whose musical taste I mostly agree with, and I love, I'm a sucker for favorite song with a great chorus. I'm a sucker for You Control Our Destiny, which is super heavy. VIP has a lot of cool changes in it, but this song, and he said that's your best song in his opinion because it's very cohesive and it's linear and it's just one really cool sound that has a lot of depth and dimension to it, which is hard to argue with. It's and I didn't think about that song that way, but after he said that, I thought, oh, you know what? That's a really good point. And I've come to love that song even more and more the more I hear it.
And I feel like it's got all of the trademarks of Taproot sort of in it. You know what I mean? There's the kind of more Deftones-y influence that Steve always had. And then there's the kind of more like cool little rappy part. And then there's the almost God Lives Underwater-y like chorus. You know what I mean? Like all the things that kind of made Taproot dope are in that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, and the reaction's been great, man. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of No One Else to Blame? It's been out there you've had some time to listen to it over and over and over again.
So, Jarrod, how has it been? I've seen a piece of it, right, at rehearsals, but like learning these drum parts on this album.
Yeah. So it's strange. It definitely is. I didn't realize how much stranger it would be to learn someone else's drum parts as compared to what I've already played. Like the stuff that I played on, it was 95 to 98% there. Didn't have to think about it. A couple things I listened to the record back. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realize I placed that kick there or whatever. But yeah, it's very strange to place somebody else's feel. I noticed it with Release Me and Fractured, and then it's probably to a different level with this album because Steve is a great drummer and he does a lot more with kind of double bass stuff, which I frankly
and a lot of weird off time signatures.
Some of the kicks are placed in unique spots.
Yeah,
and he's kind of like a mutant as far as his drums go.
Yeah, now I will say this in case people don't know this. I mean, Steve, especially he's talked about this a few times now, like Back to Gift. A lot of those songs, he would bring them to us as demos, and we would play, mostly what he played, including the drums, and we might tweak, some things. But, so I have to say that I was influenced by Steve's drumming also because, he wrote a lot of the parts, and I played a lot of the parts. So to some aspect, once I get the feel for the song, it's not as strange because, everything that is Taproot was kind of influenced by Steve. So once I kind of get the sense like, oh, okay, that's kind of his feel for the drums for this song, it starts to lock in, but it can be a little bit jarring the first time I hear it, especially VIP. That was a tricky song to learn. And
and this is the first one where it's just all Steve it's all mostly Steve, but this is the first one where there's no outside influence whatsoever on it. So it's like just all straight out of his warped fucking musical perception, which is so cool and so weird and just so. Even when he plays guitar, I keep joking around with him. He plays guitar like a drummer. You know what I mean? And it's just so jagged and cool, and his fills are so weird, and his feels are so weird, and some of the time changes, and it's really a unique. But I tell you, Jarrod, I loved hearing you play Fractured. I love hearing you play. I mean, to me, it just sounds right. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny hearing you play some of the stuff you didn't play, like Fractured. It's super dope. Like, it's really cool, actually. By the way.
And Phil, thank you. And Phil, I think you've said maybe even on here that similar for bass playing that Steve would play certain notes when he played the scissor stuff in different places than you may have placed some of the notes. Is that right?
Yeah, well, he especially has one in that verse as it goes towards like the end, just that little slide thing. That's where he places them. Are just kind of like, I've got the feel for it now. I love it. It's really cool, but like, it's just very like, I don't know. I mean, I could count it out if I spent some time with it, but it's just more just like where you just wouldn't. I mean, it's more like it's like with the drums, but not at the same time. I don't know how to describe it.
And for the record, they have 18 shows coming up, and they're all in the pinned post on the Facebook page. There's a brand new ad map that was posted today with all of the upcoming dates, and you can find them all in the pinned post on Facebook.
So also, what was funny going back to rehearsals was learning that one bridge to a favorite song. That was an adventure, like trying to lock in with everybody, and then Taylor didn't have it, and then he finally did. That was neat to see. Because me and you pretty much had it. Like, you spent some time on it. It seems like.
Yeah, but I had to draw a map. Like, I had to draw out measures, and I had to try to figure out where each beat placement was relative to the measure. Because again, Steve has
if it makes you feel better, I spent like 5 hours learning Elias's part, and then the song got cut out of the set anyway.
Yeah.
Was that disappointing or
actually at that point it was super fucking relieving because I was about to fall over because it had been such a long weekend. I'm like, I mean, I would have went out and got the adrenaline and killed it, but it's still like I was honestly kind of relieved. I'm like, and I went out and introduced you guys.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you spent so much of your voice on the intro. Like, why? What would you want to sing? My God.
I know. But yeah, it was. But it was actually
wait for
it was totally a relief actually because I was just like, we'll do it another show. I mean, it's fine. Like I was so fucking exhausted. And we weren't even done. I mean, literally, we were still up until we got back to the hotel. I was up hanging out with, I didn't get back to the hotel till 1:30 that morning, and then came and hung out with you guys. And me and Jarrod were shooting the shit until 2 in the morning.
That was the best. God, you and Jarrod had that was a great conversation. That was cool.
We did.
Yeah.
Good, man.
I'm glad a couple long days, late nights, early mornings.
Oh yeah.
It's sad though, because it was just like we were hitting our stride and then it was over. Me and Phil were talking about that the other night too. Like after Saturday, like literally we were just hitting our stride. Like he was like, kind of sucks that it's over already, doesn't it? Like, yeah, it does. We're just kind of hitting our stride. You guys are firing, but it's good though, because now we can go home, rest up for a couple more weeks, go out and hit it again. I think it's going to get super hectic when we're doing this every weekend. Like literally, I'm going to get home Monday afternoon, be home for a day, and then I have to leave again on Wednesday to go wherever the fuck it is. It's awesome though, man.
I felt so bad that night that I had to interrupt because I just needed to go to bed. I mean, I know Jarrod was down, loved talking to you, but I just needed that bed. I was so tired.
Oh no, dude! I'm glad you came in. I was exhausted. I would have said I was so fucking tired. I was so exhausted, and we still had to get up at 11 and drive home too. And drive another 12 hours. So it was crazy. Forget about the sadness. No shit. Julian knows he was there for the whole ride home. It was a long.
So we also had going back to people that stepped up and helped out. Our scrims on that second night, we just bought these cool scrims that Tom designed, and we had no way to put them up. And just in talking about it, Rob, our cameraman,
MacGyver Rob,
grabs a couple of his stands, kind of changes them a little bit, and all of a sudden we have these cool.
Thank you, Michael.
Scrim holders. You know, that looked
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he built those
tails of
cool,
a pirate ship.
which we got to remember to order the fucking frames before.
I've got them. They arrived.
Oh, did you get them? Okay, you ordered those ones.
Yep.
Cool. Well, good. Yeah. All right. Now we have everything, I think. So.
Yeah, but those
Yeah,
ones,
man,
that stage looked legit, man. In that picture, I'm like, dude, that looked legit. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the setup for Marietta did look awesome, and it really was. It was such a proud, happy moment to see it all come together. The night before in Pittsburgh, we didn't even use the backdrop or use anything.
Yeah.
It was cool because it was kind of like just a warm up show, and we were like, fuck it, we didn't even put it up. We didn't use the scrims. We didn't use the backdrop. Then the next night, everybody would just see us on this huge stage with the 30-foot backdrop, and that was kind of dope.
And it's kind of neat because you couldn't really see the backdrop clearly during the day, right? Because of the way it's shown through and whatever. And as it got darker, all of a sudden, it's almost like we planned it.
And we were.
But Jarrod could see, he saw it great early in the day. He was like, dude, look at that fucking thing. It is so white and gray. And Jarrod was like, totally right on.
Well, and it's funny too because we asserted our dominance. It's so funny. I always kind of hate that, but it's like, look, I'm sure it's happened to you guys a billion times. How many other bands' banners have you guys had to play in front of? It's just funny, like all the pictures of 10 years and all the other bands are playing in front of the Taproot. But that's how it is, man. We were the fucking headliner, But asserting our dominance with our banner up all day long.
Yeah,
but that's how it works. That shit like that,
Yeah.
Well, it's our first banner that we
Thomas, happy birthday to your son, Thomas Byron.
Oh, is it your son's birthday? Oh, happy birthday, buddy. Steve Singh birthday. You're jealous of the penis?
Pen.
No, it says pens, fuckwad.
Oh.
Penguins.
Oh.
He's talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'm not. I'm so glad they got
out of the gutter, Tom.
No, they got a really good defenseman. The Penguins scored one of the best defensemen, but the Blackhawks have the newest, best player potentially in the world ever.
Which is who?
Connor Bedard.
Okay.
Not Richard Bedard.
What about the Blackhawks? What?
Just like your buddy that left with the big Mamba. He wants the big Hawks, the Black Hawks. The Black Hawks. Go
Jesus
Black.
Christ, now I'm encouraging him. So what the fuck? So tell us about your bright idea to jump off of a 30-foot fucking balcony Saturday. Where'd that stroke of genius come from, Steve? Inquiring minds want to know. The video looks awesome, by the way. I don't know if you saw the video. I was just like, God damn it, that looks awesome as fuck. It looked amazing, and I hate that it looked amazing, and I have to encourage that behavior by saying it looked fucking amazing.
It did. I also still want to see like the same camera view of the mosh pit because the guys actually had, I think that was the first time they had a glitch like for a half beat on the downbeat because I have an exit plan when I start mosh pits. They didn't come in till I already threw the first blow, and then I was fucked for like 2 minutes.
Well, but it was so fun. You're like a fucking ninja, though, dude, because I chased you out into the crowd. Phil was like pointing to you, and so you go. I'm like, okay, so I went out and followed you out in the crowd, and then you were in the mosh pit, like just in this fracas. And then you were just snuck out and you're on your way. You're back on stage. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. He's like a ninja.
Yeah, great.
Like literally, it was so slick. Like you were in there and then out.
I know you were mad when I threw the mic a couple times safely.
No, I don't give a shit.
No, but that time with the mosh pit, I gave you the mic first.
Yes,
and then
you did. He was smart. He handed me his mic. I held on to it. See, and that it was nuts. Yeah. I loved it when you threw the mic into the crowd. It was funny. I had to send the security guy out to go. I sent one of the techs out to go. I'm like, can you go chase Steve's mic, make sure it comes back in? And it actually came right back in. The fans are always so respectful with that kind of shit. Yeah. It came right back up. But yeah, I sent one of the techs out to go chase it in the crowd if we needed to, but we didn't. Thank you. So yeah, for the record, if Steve ever throws his mic out, or just please send it back. Don't take it home as a souvenir or anything. That thing was like $900.
I always get it back. I'm in control. I promise you.
I know, and I posted that video. The best part is you look at my face, and it's literally like motherfucking Steve. Like you see this video, the video the guy took is just me angrily walking over to the balcony. That was the funniest part of the video when I saw it. It was just my face just looking so stern, walking over to where Steve's up. And this balcony was fucking high, right? Like, I don't know if you guys even saw what happened because you were kind of playing. Like that huge fire escape balcony that was literally probably 30 feet off the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Steve went up there. He was just.
So a couple things. So after our,
Steve.
yeah, a couple things I got to mention. So after the radio station Detroit WRF made a story about the weekend, District 142 made a post about our show that's coming up there near Detroit on December 9th, and I had commented on there. They have a balcony. Never know what might happen. And then a couple of our VIP folks, which by the way, those were awesome. We had a couple VIP folks at each of the shows, so they got to both kind of hang out where we're hanging out backstage. Got a bunch of goodies. Talked to them, hung out quite a bit. So definitely plug for VIP. So get signed up for those.
By the way, the video I posted it's on the Taproot Facebook. I shared it to some kid just shared it in the comments on something. I think I shared it to the Taproot page. I think Sunday or Monday. So it's there. You can find it. I think it just says Classic Steve or something. But yeah, it was, didn't? And and I was just like, look, I knew what I signed up for. This ain't my first rodeo. That's what you fucking do. I hate to say it. I love that you fucking did it because it's like all of a sudden we're just back and not fucking around, and you guys killed the show. And Steve jumped off a 30-foot fucking fire escape balcony into the crowd. I'm like, this is fucking Taproot, man. We're not fucking around. If anything says Taproot's back and we're not fucking around, it's Steve jumping off a goddamn 30-foot balcony.
Right. So there's this. I think I told this story already, but I like the story, so I'm going to tell it again. But there's a kid I met right after that show. So Steve goes out for was that myself?
Yep.
Right. And this kid goes, 13 years ago, I saw you guys. And Steve grabbed a big guy and grabbed another big guy like he does and looks right at me and says, like, get out, basically, right? And so the kid has to get out of the pit. So Steve does his whole moshing thing. And so it's like, well, today Steve comes out there, grabs me and another big guy and says, let's go or something like that, right? Like you had the opposite effect this time. 13 years later, he's now bigger. He's 13 years old before, 26 now. And I thought that was a pretty cool story.
He went from being the kid that Steve warned to get out of the pit to being one of Steve's big guys.
Yeah, right?
Very cool.
Whatever the fuck you guys are talking about right now. Laugh, Jarrod.
I've actually got a video of that. So we'll post that somewhere.
You sound like that little guy next to Jabba. What'd you say his name was?
Salacious Crumb.
That one. Jarrod, you sound just like him. That one night.
Kind of look like him too. Oh, you're driving more tonight? Jesus, stop fucking driving everywhere, Jen. You're worse than me. Bubbles. Darren's obsessed with fucking Fraud Durst is obsessed.
Oh, that's Darren? What's up,
Fraud
Darren?
Durst, yeah. Apparently he thinks you look like Bubbles, Darren. You're my kitties. Fucking A.
I didn't see. I'm pretty sure he did a Taylor video today, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
I didn't see
Video?
that.
I didn't even see it. I didn't see
small-
it.
Anyone else?
I heard he was doing a Tom. I heard he was doing a Tom video.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm about done, guys. It's getting pretty late for me.
Yeah, me too.
Word.
All right, I don't want to see you guys for 2 more weeks. All right, kids. Have a good night. Jarrod, Bill.
Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. This was a fun one.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Until Tom fucking smokes me out of this place, I'll sit here talking to people. But
All right, we can chill for a minute. All right, get the fuck out, Phil. Go away.
All right.
Let's see.
Good night, guys.
The hardcore are gonna hang. Go to bed.
Well, no, Tom, you can go too, but if you go, I can't stay.
If I go, you go. So I have to stay. So.
Oh, well, then fucking leave, buddy.
No.
We'll do it
No,
again.
we'll hang. I'm good, dude. Jarrod, you got to go to bed too, or you gonna hang? You're gonna hang with the hardcore.
I'm gonna call it a night.
Fine. All right, Jarrod. Talk to you later, buddy.
Good night, y'all.
I didn't mean to just blow you a kiss. Sorry.
Beauty.
Take off, you hoser.
Nice.
Yeah, we got this beer from your beer store, eh? And this mouse was in the bottle.
The mouse was in the bottle. They all want me to go to fucking Instagram, which is where you know what I do.
I know. That's where you get into your drunken shenanigans.
I'm here doing this with you right now. It's not gonna get any better or worse from now. No, I'm actually I'll call it a night too. I know you want to, and that's fine. I want to go have a smoke and say goodnight to Ginger baby.
Yeah.
And we had an oddly rough day with the older daughter today. Hard to explain.
You can text me about it. But yeah, no, it's just been a long fucking day. I literally spent like 12 hours. I basically spent 12 hours editing that.
Dude,
audio,
you have really pretty eyes.
Thank you.
It's true, just saying. Sorry.
Well, thank you very much.
Awkward.
I'm blowing Jarrod kisses. You're complimenting my eyes. Like this is getting serious. Like I think we're dating now.
In a good way, yeah. We're together and making friends and partying and doing shit.
I think we're all a pretty good couple, man. I think this weekend was. I think it was the vibe was so good, man. Everybody's so cool, and the crew's so cool, and I mean the vibe, the vibe was so great. I mean, I can't stress enough how awesome it was, man. I mean, it really was really a good fucking time. I'm excited to do more of it.
Yeah. Oh no, it was a great fucking time. Even the goddamn Airbnb. I hear those letters, whatever the fuck I know what it means, but I'm like, oh god, Airbnb.
Like, come on, that's literally the first time I've ever stayed in an Airbnb in my life, and it's fucking Buffalo Bill's house. Like,
right.
If I'm gonna find an Airbnb, it's gonna be the dopest fucking Airbnb ever created. Like, that's how I roll.
No, that was fucking dope. That was sweet. That was cool as fuck.
Thank you. What is the biggest difference from 6 years ago to now? Other than me, obviously.
That I trust I can feel my fingers and can play guitar, and the record might just be about done right now.
No, the record is fucking done. It's done. Scissors is done. How fucking exciting is that? Like, how does it feel knowing that this record that you didn't know if it was ever really going to even get done? What do you think of it now that it's done? Like honestly, what do you think of this record now that it's done? You can listen to it in its entirety. Like, honestly, what are your honest thoughts on the record? And then I'll let you go.
They're all fucking sweet, but I'm trying. It said beer and boobs. Sorry.
Oh, beer and boobs?
No, there we go. Beer and
there
boobs. You go. But I can't figure out how to aim toward it. My shit's dark.
Yeah, the merch is fucking dope. Well, I'm biased. I designed it all, but yeah, the merch is awesome. Dude, the scissors shirts, man. People love the scissors shirts. So, yeah, all the merch turned out cool, man. I think we got a cool mix of a couple old things, but then all the new stuff. We sold as much new stuff, the Taproot Loves You and the scissors shirts as we did the old, the 2 old shirts we have,
Yes.
Oh, air, beer, and boobs. I get it. That's what he was saying.
Gotcha. Well, no, I'm signing off, dude. This was fucking cool. Thank you for reminding me. At least I remembered to ask. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I'm half hour late, and I was like, oh, sweet. I'm 2 minutes early. 2 minutes early.
I would remind you.
I'm gonna go smoke anyway.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, you guys.
Talk to you soon.
No. Thank you.